Oh, we're on. Hello.
Oh.
We weren't acting up at all. I don't know why you would think that.
We're perfectly normal.
Welcome to Australian Transformers Weekly, where we all laugh in the background as people are doing intros. Whatever. It's
Join
fine.
us.
This is episode 106. We are recording live on May 5th, 2017. It's a little bit late on a Friday night, and we've all gone a little bit crazy. I am Jason. Joining me tonight, we have Brad. In fact, we have Bradception. We've got two Brads. How are you doing, boys?
Lovely, Jason. Lovely.
Lovely, Jason. Lovely.
Good. This is going to go well. John, save me.
Hi guys.
How's it going?
Good to be back.
I'm glad you didn't answer with lovely, Jason. Lovely. Although perhaps you should have.
I'm out of the loop.
The circle.
So continue, lovely, Jason.
Why, thank you. Yeah, it's been an interesting week. It's Friday night. We're all just cutting a little bit loose, and we've already been on the call for about half an hour, just shooting the shit. So yeah. Hi, hello, and welcome. We're going to go through some of the news of the week in terms of Transformers and talk about them from an Australian perspective. So, first up, we are going to go with the Transformers Collectors Club Australia Take Your Bot to Work Day, which you will see on my screen if Brad shares it to the rest of the Cosmos.
Working.
Yes. If we share that to the rest of the Cosmos, this week's winner is Alan Jones, who had. Is that Make Toys Jazz? I think that's Make Toys Downbeat, is it?
Downbeat. It is.
Yep, had Make Toys Downbeat scale the very dangerous site of the shopping trolley return area at his local supermarket. Which
where's mine? Where the hell's mine? I pre-ordered this figure and I have not got it yet.
Oh, well, it's a little bit unfortunate. It's not like there's been a rash of that going around lately or anything. Yeah.
Let's not do that.
No, let's not go there.
Let's not go there. Anyway, so Take Your Bot to Work Day. There is actually a competition running in the Transformers Collectors Club Australia Facebook group. There's no prize for the week, but at the end of the year there will be a prize for the best bot in the real world pick. So head on over to the Facebook discussion group and check it out. Now, I think it might be about time we do some news, because we've gone fairly light on the news, but we actually have quite a few stories to talk about. And this week we would like to get to a main discussion. So, what do you say we start? There's nothing particularly heavy in the news, but I think we'll make a start and get through it.
Woo, let's do it.
That sounds lovely, Jason. Lovely.
Very good, very good. It's not creepy at all.
And then
why is my browser bar not going out? There we are. Okay, cool.
And then there was this beep.
That might be the most obscure thing I've ever seen you do on the podcast.
Stay tuned. I have more.
I know. It's hold my beer.
He'll be here for the whole episode.
Okay. So first up for Transformers movie news this week, the last night is fast bearing down on us. It is coming out in what did we say last week? It was about 6 or 7 weeks away, and it's been a week. So it's surely they've finished it, right? They keep making new trailers of it and new pictures and releasing new stills. We'll have a look at some of that tonight, but. The most interesting thing that I've seen this week, and that says a lot considering that there's not that much last night news. It doesn't say much, actually. There's a new movie poster. There's a new movie poster out. For One World to Live, the Other Must Die. You can see the text just slightly
sort of.
I was going to say, on my screen it says, "For one world to live, the other must be obscured by a lens flare."
Yes.
Which makes one wonder.
It's not a lens flare. It says that whoever took this bloody photo hasn't managed to fit the entire poster in frame. So they took two.
Oh, you reckon it's a crease? A crease that's making that shiny.
They've just unrolled the poster, and they've broken the cardinal rule of professional photography by not being a professional. So I know, right?
How dare they?
I can't believe it either. Tell you what, though, Optimus looks pretty unhappy here.
His mask is different to what we've seen ever before. That's not the Optimus Prime mask, which intrigues me.
Yeah,
It's like he's got a predator mouth.
he looks pretty pissed off at Bumblebee.
I think most of the fandom is.
Who appears to be reaching for a hammer.
It's hammer time, B style.
Do we have theories on the hammer?
I don't. I think it's just going to be a B weapon, but I still believe this is not the Prime. This is a Quintesson double.
Which is
Marking it down now.
You reckon he's Nemesis Prime? He's the bad kind of Optimus Prime. Where's Optimus then? Is he just like kicking back on Quintessa's ship,
or floating around space?
There's only one Prime.
And he's Nemesis Prime.
Yeah.
Until it becomes useful.
Anything interesting out of this poster? I don't think there's
just
anything
hope that Gatling gun goes off like 2 seconds after that photo's taken and shoots Bumblebee in the head.
Well, it looks like it already has.
Yeah.
Look at the way the explosion behind B is going. It looks like he's just fallen to the ground or something.
No, because see on the left hand side, there's an explosion.
There's another explosion. Look, it's a Michael Bay film. There's going to be many explosions.
Yeah, that's it. Bumblebee runs along, explosions just follow.
I think it's actually kind of we should actually be grateful that they've only included 2 on this poster.
The poster itself probably explodes.
Yeah, no, I reckon if you look hard enough, you'll find a third. But yeah.
This poster will self-destruct in 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's covered in glycerin.
If the poster does indeed self-destruct, it should do so in Optimus's voice. This poster will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Before time began.
Yes.
This poster exploded.
I need a drink of water.
If it's YouTube videos I've been watching this week, the 5 seconds will be 5 hours. But interesting, he's got a nice big old blue kneecap on his right leg. Left one doesn't
have kneecaps.
That's that's not that interesting.
You can do the Charles.
All right.
Let's move on to something that's hopefully slightly more interesting.
I'm done with this.
Instead of poster,
completely different.
Instead of poster over analysis, let's go for toy over analysis.
Love it.
So, one of the figures that will be released along with the movie line this year is a new Masterpiece Optimus Prime figure. Now, we've talked about this a little bit last week, but we are starting to see some comparisons because it's not actually a Masterpiece figure of the Prime in this movie. It's actually more one of the classic figures, and so the most direct comparison point is Revenge of the Fallen Leader Class Prime. And so, as you can see here, you've got the original Leader Class Prime toy on the left, and you've got the not toy, action figure, and you've got the Masterpiece Optimus Prime 2017 edition on the right. Gentlemen,
slight correction. 10-year
start your analysis engines and corrections.
Yeah.
I mean,
10-year movie masterpiece. This is a.
I still don't think it's like the greatest figure. But
so this is actually
a huge improvement.
Is this actually movie 1, not Revenge of the Fallen?
No, this is Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah, but it's just the best figure of the last 10 years. They've made a redo of it.
Best looking, but most annoying transformation.
Oh, this! If anyone buys this in order or with the hopes of transforming it,
don't.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Take a few days off when you first get it. Take a few days off from work so you can get the transformation down at least once.
Yeah, the paint's on par with any of the Weijing oversized stuff. I've got the oversized Age of Extinction Prime, and this.
You say this now, but like,
I don't have it in hand.
You're looking at a grainy JPEG image of it. Like,
yeah.
I don't know that you can really compare the paint jobs on these figures.
I'm surprised how smaller the tires are. Because the figure hasn't gotten smaller really, but the tires have.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, makes me think maybe they've re-engineered the transformation scheme.
Oh, you got to look at the backpack. That's a re-engineering right there.
No, is it?
Yeah, look at that.
Not heaps though, but
Oh,
Maybe they've just shrunk parts. I mean, like you said, the tires look smaller. Maybe the backpack's just smaller.
yeah, more hinges or
Feet are
something.
definitely smaller.
If those feet being that silvery chrome color, if they're not die cast, I'll be surprised.
as
Mind
if they're
you,
going to
there's
be
also-
die-cast.
I was going to say,
I know,
there's
but
also the
still.
fact that Revenge of the Fallen mold, that was made to combine with Jetfire. So this Masterpiece one isn't. So that's probably why it's smaller.
Yep, a good point. Good point.
Oh, maybe they're going to bust out another Jetfire.
Oh, no.
Nah, third party's done that pretty good. I'm happy with the detail in this thing. I've just recently sold my Revenge of the Fallen Prime, and I'll be looking to get this one. This will be my
why
movie
does he have
Prime.
yellow knees? Why did they paint his knees?
Hmm.
Detail,
why not?
detail, detail.
Detail. Okay.
Look, someone circled the thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm glad they put that circle on there. I hope that's not in the final product.
that's where that was Megatron's aiming spot when he jammed when he skewered him.
So it's actually meant to be
yeah.
crosshairs.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It should be
Not the
crossing
character.
That other circle is getting dangerously close to. Yeah, never mind.
I think you got the Optimus Poodle there.
Yeah,
That's
so
a Tav. It's a boy.
it's the standard Transformer crotch.
Yeah.
That looks
Matrix Winky ship.
vaguely phallic, but not really.
I think they're saying it's a small one.
things.
Like, what is he
This thing's
circling?
knocking out of the park.
Hip
Headlights?
joint, maybe? Waist articulation?
I actually think he might be circling paint applications.
Yeah. Does anyone have the Revenge of the Fallen Prime on hand?
No.
No.
Because
I've got it in the
these
other room.
Yeah, it's
these
out in the
lights
kitchen.
that fold away at the lower torso, I don't believe they were on the original figure.
No,
Well,
they're
we
not.
can just have a look at the.
I think, yeah, the
look at the
entire chest
comparison
piece.
Well,
Yeah.
they're not. No, they're not there. So
Different. Because
Someone handily did the comparison already for us.
yeah,
Revenge
just
of the
looking at it.
Fallen Prime had electronics in him, and that was triggered in the chest. So
As far as we know, they've been removed from this, which makes that backpack smaller as well. So that
and it makes the chest completely
Yeah.
different, like
Yeah.
less bulgy.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I'm impressed with you know, they've really done a good job in what it was to what it is. But I mean, I'm still not going to buy it. I don't think. But no, I'm honestly, I'm 100% impressed with their efforts. Like that's from that to that. That's a huge improvement.
yeah. And
Those,
it's not. If you don't want to collect the movie stuff, that's fine. Do we want to address the fact that this being a air quotes movie masterpiece, fanboys cracking their shits thinking this is going to get an MP number when it's not?
It's MPM 4.
Yeah.
So it's a movie masterpiece.
So those cracking the shits because thinking this is going to be a masterpiece figure should just. They're obviously not fans because they don't know what the masterpiece numbering is.
Has anyone actually cracked the shits?
Oh
I think
yeah,
Brad has.
yeah. No, I
I'd
haven't.
crack the shits if
I've
it was
seen
in
it.
the normal Takara line. I'd be like, fuck you. Now I have to buy it.
when this was advertised as masterpiece Takara Prime, there was some negative comments.
Anything I can say, looking at this picture, the little blue flame bits panels above his hands,
Yeah, they seem a little bit off, don't they?
they look like they
Yeah.
could like, break
Fold
off
down.
easily, but again, this is just looking at it, not actually handling it.
It's
Fold
probably
down
mis-
inside.
mistransformed.
Yeah, go to inside the arms. It's definitely better than the blade extendo blades that the original one had.
I think it would be nice to have that figure without the electronics, because I remember when I was first transforming Prime, I just kept hearing, I am Optimus Prime. I am Optimus Prime. It's like, for God's sake, I know. Trying to transform me here.
I know who you are.
Like, yes, you are Optimus Prime. Good.
I've had him in a
Sound
box of
clip, be
loose.
silent.
I've had him in a box of loose Transformers, and then you go to pick up the box, and then you just hear him, and he just doesn't shut up, and you got to go through the whole thing just to find him. Like, shut up.
Oh, isn't that it?
You know what that's called, John? That's called
Oh.
should have taken the batteries out years ago.
Yeah. Just leave it in
say,
the
isn't that-
garage with the box going, I am Optimus Prime.
You come in like a few days later.
Oh no! Trust me, it's a few weeks later.
Oh, yeah,
No,
true.
that's
Damn
that's the
batteries.
thing with all the battery powered. Yeah, I had the same problem with the battery powered leader brawl. 6 months later, that thing was still going off by itself on the kitchen cupboard.
I bought an Armada, or was it Cybertron, Megatron, and the bloody thing was still going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the same with Cybertron Dark Scorpion. I opened it up, pushed the button by mistake, scared the absolute bejesus out of me because of how loud it is. I don't know if you've ever heard it, but that thing was like, ah!
Oh, it's a discussion all of itself. I sold a Revenge of the Fallen Devastator, the Supreme one,
Yeah.
and Mixmaster going off. I took it to the
Ah.
post office. Mixmaster was going off in the box as I was taking it to the post office. Devastator. Like, oh no.
There you go. There's nothing alive in here, I
You know,
swear.
there's no battery in there.
Yeah, there's no battery in there.
Yeah.
It's just sentient robots, okay?
Every time the box gets moved, Devastator. Well. Anyway,
All right, we're gonna
What we got
we're gonna
next?
move on. We're gonna move on. We have one last thing that we can overanalyze on the movie. It's this poorly captured image that shows Optimus Prime about to kill Bumblebee. Yay, everyone!
He's
Yeah.
not gonna kill him.
Yes,
Let's play a
he
game.
is.
Let's make this insert subtitle here.
I so thought he was gonna, but then in the trailer you see that they show that next
yeah.
He misses.
the ground and the snap
Yeah. So
killed it.
So the reason this image has come up is that this is actually circulated around the last couple of days. One, as a supposedly new image, but two, people have started noticing the thing that we were talking about on the podcast a week or two ago, where there's this either attachment to one side of their face, or where there's sort of a raw piece, so it looks like something's been removed from the side of his face, and so. In this case, it looks like there's something on the right-hand side of his face, which is on the left of our frame.
Yeah.
It looks like sort of a part of a helmet of some kind, whereas on the left, it looks like there's it's an earmuff. Actually, Princess Leia actually was decorating.
Yeah.
But on the left, it looks like there's sort of blood or something from where something's been ripped
He's clearly lost that other aerial
Under
bit.
helmet. It's
No,
under
the aerial
helmet.
bit
It's
like
not.
on the
No,
left.
no,
that's
you know what it is. It's a Bluetooth device just made for Optimus
Yeah.
Prime.
It's actually so he can call Quintessa whenever he needs.
Yeah, I bet you because Bumblebee probably smashed him in the
wanna
head.
hang out?
Bumblebee probably smashed him in the head with that hammer. It probably messed him up.
Just picturing him on the phone now, going, "I am Optimus Prime." Quintessa going, "Yeah, I know."
I know. I made you, Optimus. I am here to help.
That's all I can say.
Or there's Sentinel
Prime.
Prime, and he'd do the same thing. Go,
God damn it, Optimus Prime, do
Sentinel
something.
Prime.
So yeah, a little bit over analysis. That's all done for the movie. We will.
A caption for this could be Bumblebee's first shave.
Yeah, speaking of which, look, Bumblebee has some scratches there on his helmet. Like, I wonder how he got them. No.
Well, it's clear.
Like, because normally he should be all yellow, but there's black there. Like,
But if you look at the paint job on Optimus as well, like there's parts where like his blue paint is chipped off as well. It's
oh my
clearly,
god!
It's clearly a Takara quality control issue.
Yeah, these are clearly Hasbro versions.
yeah.
Yeah. And this is just purely a result of me putting the run sheet together on my iPad, where on that it looked like the colours were washed out a lot more than what they actually are, and it looked a lot different. This Prime design looks a lot different than what we've seen in the trail. It's a lot more washed out. The helmet's not as blue. The red's
got
more
pink eye.
prominent.
I
makes
think
you
it's
wonder
actually
if they
just a
just screwed up.
quality image.
Yeah, that too.
There's also a chance that
So-
this isn't Optimus Prime.
It's probably what happens when you
I
float
don't think
through
it is.
space for a few,
Although-
1,000 kilometers, But
Yeah.
don't ask me anything. I'm not a scientist, but a big robot floating through space, like It'd do
Yeah,
you some
I was
damage.
talking earlier. I was talking earlier about this not being Prime, but that whole earmuff and Bluetooth headset on his left ear, just okay. Maybe Quintess is controlling him.
Now that I'm looking at his forehead, it looks like he's got a Decepticon symbol underneath those 3 ridges. Sort of
It does
obscured
look
quite
like
a
that.
bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. His crest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway,
No.
Yeah, look, that was some good job. Good job. I'm proud of us. We all went straight into the over analysis, and
would you say it was lovely, Jason?
I think we've done ourselves proud. I'm not sure that it was lovely. I think we're working up to that.
Yeah. Okay.
We're sorry.
We haven't talked about the clouds in the background. They look pretty good.
That's definitely some higher cumulus cloud. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Looks like a high pressure system could be coming in.
Well, so you would
That
you would expect a high pressure system with Cybertron orbiting Earth.
Yeah. True.
So clearly,
Look out for that rain.
This is a realistic portrayal of what would happen.
Yeah, if you
You
look
hope
in
that-
the, if
you
you
hope that the Transformers are rust proof.
if you look in the bottom right hand
Yeah.
corner, it's all just cloud. See, it's all just
Yeah.
grey.
Yeah.
That was pretty
it's
dark.
raining down there.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a
That's
Just
localized
like
storm
signs of
system.
water. Yeah,
Maybe
just
that's not a plane.
signs of
Maybe
water
that's
is going to
an
save the day.
umbrella. Optimus Prime.
It's a
he's not.
parasail.
Yeah. Look at a parasol.
He's not trying to hurt Bumblebee. He's just trying to protect him from the rain.
having-
He's just covering him. See?
Well,
He's like,
apparently,
"Quick, Bumblebee,
apparently,
there's rain.
like someone left a cake out in the rain, so
Is
he's
that-
just going to put an umbrella over it.
He's
Brought a
actually just
knife. He's just covering.
he's looking Bumblebee very intently in the face, and he's going to say, "Bumblebee, I want to know, have you ever seen the rain? It's behind me. It's about 40 kilometers behind me."
Don't panic, but right behind me is a severe storm system.
It will pass over quickly.
I'm so putting Raindrops of Africa in here right about now.
Okay, I think it's a bit. I think it's good that we can have a bit of fun at the expense of the last night, and also just the amount of attention that it's getting from the community at the moment. But I'm still going to go see it.
Oh, I can't
Yeah,
wait for it.
Agreed.
I'm so excited.
Let's move
We'll
on.
get to that a little bit later.
Let's move on. The Hobby Free 2017 event occurred this week, and TFW posted a very big roundup of third-party figures that were on show there. It's huge. If there's an upcoming figure from a third-party manufacturer, it was pretty much on display there. A number of figures were announced. We're not going to go through them all. There is a link to TFW's story in the run sheet, but there's going to be. We're just going to talk to some of the figures that we like. And the first thing, now you would think looking at this that it's actually Fans Toys Springer, also known as Apache, but this one is actually Brad's selection, and it's Fans Toys 24 Rouge, which is their masterpiece style RC. Brad, take it away.
It is a very nice RC. We've just got the oversized KO of the Generations RC, which John, you're scoffing at earlier with this announcement. Okay, it's missing the backpack. It's still got the shoulder pads. The price is going to be a lot different, but I'd love to see this thing with
Yes.
some paint.
Yeah, you know what stands out about this photo to me?
Green.
That nice looking alt mode.
I was going to say that just how damn good that Springer looks.
He's very chunky, eh? Like,
He is very chunky, but yeah.
not in a bad way. Like, I mean, like he looks like he's been working out. You know, hitting the gym.
He's trying to impress.
He definitely hasn't missed leg or arm day. You know.
Yeah.
He's missed it a little bit more than what Alan has, but anyway.
Oh, really? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's that. Does anyone else have anything about Fans Toys RC? Is anyone going to pre-order it? Is anyone going?
I was going to say,
We'll talk about it.
is that Rouge or is that? I thought that was Rogue.
No,
No,
that's
that you and the G need to be the other way around.
All right.
Yeah. Screen
Alright.
Jackie's Rogue One. You need
Wow.
to learn how to spell.
Yeah.
Spelling is important.
So that's
otherwise you're
Rouge, is
watching
it?
Star Wars Rouge One. There's a reason
Yeah.
it's red.
Yeah, Star Wars Moulin Rouge 1.
Yeah, we'll
I
talk about this in a couple of weeks when we get paint on it.
I actually wonder if Fans Toys might regret the name of this. Let's move on. This one is actually one of my selections. It's kind of a poor quality image, but it's showing the Mastermind Creations version of Hot Rod, which is the comic style with the addition of a bow and arrow, because why not? And standing next to him appears to be a Drift that I haven't really seen before as well. So unless he's a repaint of the same figure, is that a thing now?
Well, for Mastermind,
Hmm.
I'm sure they're going to repaint that Hot Rod.
I'm sure they're going to repaint that Hot Rod with a nice purple color scheme, but
Yeah.
I mean Drift.
I can't make him out well enough to tell if, you know.
Yeah.
Could that Drift be what was he beforehand?
I'm
Was he
assuming he was
Trench?
Deadlock.
Deadlock. Yeah, maybe it's
I
Deadlock.
do believe we've seen that before.
Yeah.
That
good.
other bot on the far left.
I don't care about that.
Beast Machines.
That we've seen that.
So
We've
We've
well.
seen that
This is
since
the-
episode. We've seen that since episode 4 of the podcast, and here we are at 106, and it still hasn't come out yet.
I think it's out. I'm not sure.
Oh,
No,
Okay.
that's coming out.
it's still here on display. It has.
Either way, I got to say, the more I see of this Hot Rod, the more I like it. I was a little bit hesitant at first, but the more I see it, the more I like it, and I'm glad I've got him on pre-order.
Is that the one we saw like a couple of months ago?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like it at first, but it does look pretty cool. I do like the spikiness of it. At first, I didn't like that, but now
Yeah.
I'm starting to like it. Like,
There's just sort of this empty area below the chest. It's just blank red plastic. Doesn't really do that much.
There might be
Well,
some
I mean,
old
wouldn't-
detail there, though.
wouldn't that be what he looks like though in the comics? I'm assuming
It's
IDW.
not quite. No, it's actually really not quite there.
Just wondering what the
Oh,
second
okay,
head's
yeah.
for. Is one meant to be more comic accurate?
Or maybe he's smiling or something. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
happy
the,
face and angry.
the head's
Well, he's
actually
got
look much
different-
the same.
He's got a different head there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was just a different facial expression or something.
Yeah, that's what I think.
You've got
Too
the.
small. The head's too small to do a face piece to like pull out and put another bit on.
Yeah.
Jason, you've got the Cloud Rodness.
I do.
Give it to me.
How's this differ? This
This is small.
It's a completely different figure.
okay, all right.
This
Cloud
is in the
Rodimus.
reformatted line, so it's little as well. It's not masterpiece stars.
Okay.
Yeah, not just Cloud Rodimus. He's a Voyager. He's a repainted Springer.
Yeah.
So like he is about the size of this.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay, let's go on. Now, Brad, you're interested in this Springer, and I can kind of see why. Having looked at the Fans Toys one, where he's just this sort of big hulking brute, this seems a little bit more like the Springer that we know from the cartoon, doesn't it?
Actually, my favour of this has dropped. When we've seen the prototype of it, it looked quite well. This was my favourite Springer out of all of them. Now that we've got colour, I'd like it to be a little bit greener.
And not that there's anything wrong with this, but he looks kind of Asian.
Oh,
Okay, not saying that in any bad way, but he's on, you know, he
Style of
does.
Thunder.
Splino.
Thank you, John.
That's the first time I've seen it.
I am finding there's like a few holes and gaps where there's obviously
Yeah.
screws.
Yeah.
That I
That
feel
was the
shouldn't really
other-
be
that was the-
exposed.
Yeah, that was the other issue I had: the color and the gaps. The gaps I don't recall from the printed model, but that printed model was not to transform, where this obviously does. Yeah.
That other one's got a bit more bulk to him in the legs as well. This one looks. I mean, that helicopter mode looks a bit. I don't know.
Yeah, but then Alan's the same. Alan's got big beefy Dinobot legs and everything else, and he's a pleasure to hold. I'm sure that the other one's a pleasure to hold as well. This one's a lot sort of narrower. As I've said previously, I don't need my masterpiece scaled figures to be ninjas, but the movie line. I've got Magnus. I've got Hot Rod. I'm not after the movie bots. So out of them all,
who's gonna be Masterpiece Springer?
this is my Masterpiece Springer
But you
in
don't like it
prototype.
anymore.
I'm not collecting them, so it's an invoid comment.
All right.
Yeah,
Who's this thing?
next.
I
This
actually
is
legitimately don't know who this is. meant to be.
Snapdragon.
Okay, yeah, I don't know Snapdragon.
Snapdragon.
Brad, I think this is one of your choices.
Yes, this is one of mine. Snapdragon and Apeface, two of my favorite characters, and I don't think they've gotten too much in the way of third-party love.
No,
I've
they
got,
haven't. Yeah.
yeah, I've got the G1 toys of them. They're really cool, and these ones, it'll just be nice to have the figures with some
Trying to find
posability.
the ones. There we go. Is that
There's
yeah?
Apeface.
Cool.
We
Or,
were just on
Gorilla.
Snapdragon.
Yeah,
That one.
That one.
that one. That's Snapdragon.
Yeah, we looked at this last week and decided it was terrible.
No, it's pretty
Triple-
cool. It's pretty good to the G1, yeah.
Yeah.
But is that actually a thing to go for?
Yeah,
Gee,
no,
I was shit for then.
But that's what it was. No, like he had arms like that and that, so that's still then posable. I
Yeah.
think they've done a good job. I like the toy.
Mm-hmm.
Recreating the G1 figure, awesome. The G1 figure itself, shitful.
Well, the G1 figure itself is just a house brick, and this one you can actually see, you can move his arms out.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
already much more posability than the G1 toy.
I just love the booster jets, the jet engines, the intakes being either hips or the whatever they were, or the shoulders on the actual robot. It just major
Yeah,
parts
that's
like
how
that.
that's how the toys worked. Stand it one way, you get the robot. Stand it the other way, and flip a couple of things out. You got the beast mode.
Yeah.
I cannot for this figure.
It's a headmaster head, isn't it? That head's a headmaster.
Yeah, they're Horicons, which are double headmasters. They're triple changer headmasters.
I want to talk about this one. I want to talk about this one. So the two that I've chosen, but they're both Make Toys, and they're both Starscream. Actually, in this incarnation, this is Make Toys showing off their new masterpiece scale Galaxy Force Starscream, I think it was, or Cybertron Starscream, and he looks really good. That's not an aesthetical line that I'm ever actually going to be trying to purchase. I'm not really interested in purchasing this one, but this one, holy shit! Yes, I will. I'm definitely interested in this. So this is Make Toys' G1 Seeker mold, obviously for Starscream at this point, but he looks so good that you'd think he's a statue.
Yeah, he looks
Yeah.
pretty mint.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of the brief shot you see of him in Beast Wars.
Yeah, good point.
Mhm. Yeah.
Masterpiece Seekers version 4.
I gotta say, having just completed a set of Masterpiece Seekers,
Oh,
or
that
at least
doesn't
I will
matter.
have when Dirge comes out. I'm not really looking forward to buying a whole bunch of new.
Every time I see like a picture
Oh.
of this coming out, I just keep thinking of that Game of Thrones meme. Brace yourself. Here come
Yeah.
more third-party announcements of the same bloody figure.
Starscream
I'll
is coming.
send a tube of Vaseline to you, Jason, because get ready for 9 more Seekers, whether it's Takara or other companies.
4
I'll-
more years. 4
I'll
more
send you a
years of
crowbar to
Seekers.
put into your wallet and a
There's
band-aid
nothing-
for the hook in the side
There's
of your
nothing wrong with 4 more years of Seekers.
Actually, I was wondering, can we go back to that other shot of the Galaxy Force Starscream?
We may.
Who's that guy, like, in the right-hand side? Is he really huge, or is that just a distortion,
That looks like a Megatron.
you reckon? Or a combiner? Because it looks really big.
I
That's
actually,
Megatron arm, isn't it?
I actually think that looks. Does that look like a Bruticus?
Well,
I don't know, but it'd be the same size as this figure, as the Starscream.
It's a big bot,
It's
yeah.
the same size shelf.
Hmm.
They're the same size cabinet.
it's just I don't.
I was
recall
thinking
seeing
that
huge.
that cannon. It looks Megatronish because it's a gun on the right arm.
It's
but
the
I don't
Make
think
Toys. It's the
actually-
Make Toys one, Cross Dimensions one, I reckon. the double barrel shotgun because there's the twin barrels on his back, and you can see the gun there at the end. Tape
Yeah.
handle.
You reckon? Yeah, I think you're
Oh,
right.
what do you call? Yeah, not Manus. Manus.
This dude.
Magnus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. It is right, a Despotron.
Despotron, that's the one. Yeah.
Sorry, it's just that when I saw it before, I thought this thing looks huge. I don't remember seeing it before we went to air.
Climb into my cockpit, human.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
If you
it's a
swing
really
that,
unfortunate placement, isn't it?
Hey, it's the forward-facing aperture.
he does look like he's giving it a thrust.
He does. Let's go for the slightly more family-friendly G1 design.
Yeah, man, that
Yeah.
Where
looks
there's
good.
that really does look good. There's been a few complaints over the size of the head.
Yeah.
How?
I think.
Don't want a small head.
Yeah. Well, you know, but
This is meant to be more family friendly. This one.
so I'm not entirely sure whether or not the head on this is actually large enough. It's not actually been captured.
I reckon it looks pretty good.
It looks
I
really
reckon it
good.
looks-
Yeah.
I reckon it looks all right, but
Yeah.
it could stand to just be maybe 10 or 15% bigger.
Hmm.
The face looks small in the head. The helmet looks
Yeah.
fine, but it's the face. The face looks tiny inside the helmet. If anything, but I can't see anything wrong with this at all.
Let's move on.
Just wondering how the null rays will be implemented because one's sort of
You can see that they're actually attached with
They fold
screws and they move around.
yeah. Huh. Interesting.
So you can see there's one on the left and one on the right. The one on the left is sort of compacted
Sort of.
and one on the right's expanded.
Yeah, just showing
God
it
love a Gatling gun turret, son.
off.
John, you're quite a fan of the aerial bots.
Yeah, gotta get another
Nice.
combiner. You know, yeah. Arion doesn't get enough love these days. You know, we need another 10.
Well, considering we've only got Uranus and the KO Uranus, it's about time. And you've made a good choice here. These bots look fantastic in all three modes.
Looks like he's got a
Yeah, I really like them.
Oh,
clear plastic pieces on him.
Oh,
I forgot to get the other photos of the.
he transforms into an ape, and
Exactly.
these are the super
Where'd you
aerial
See
bots.
the engineering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, they're very nice. Like you can see a little bit of the plane there. One of the planes, the F-14.
Yeah.
Do you think
He's
that's
got the chunk.
There you go. I was going to say,
Right.
do you think that's light piping in his head or just glasses?
Going off the chest, I'd say there's some clear stuff in there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Not sure that it's actually light piped though. I don't think it would be. Most of the third parties don't seem to do it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it would be white behind there because you can see, like on the chest where it's got red or something, you can see the different coloring. Like, you know, it looks more yellow. Where on the eyes it looks white, like milky, because the white.
Well, I don't think that's like on his chest. That's still clear plastic, isn't it? That's not paint, is it? It's
No,
just-
that's still clear, and that's what I mean. And on his knees,
Yeah.
see, it's like clear. You can see through it, but that on the glasses, you can't. Like,
Yeah. Maybe just glasses, and they didn't
Yeah.
give him functioning light piping.
Like I said, I don't think third party companies generally do it.
No,
yeah,
probably a
Yeah.
copyright thing.
yeah, I
like we were
can't wait
talking
to
about
get these
before.
guys.
Yeah, we haven't got the other photos, but his alt mode looks fantastic. We haven't seen under it, which jet mode, blah blah. But his
Right
leg
beside
mode,
him is the leg.
yeah, it's laying on its
Totally.
side, but it just the way this compacts.
No, there's one
into
standing
a-
up there as well. See, and you can just see it.
Yeah,
but it's-
behind him, you can see
side
like the
there.
foot, and then you see like
see the
he's
foot
sort
and
of,
the shoulder next to his shoulder. You can see the
Oh.
red block up there.
I
See?
thought it was laying down behind the jet.
That one's
I didn't
one laying
realise.
down as well. I think they've done a.
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
I think you got one arm, one leg.
Yeah, they got a couple laying there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the way this spot collapses and makes a block for a leg, just like the G1 figure. This is going to be a must buy for a lot of people. I can't wait to see a lot of the other bots come out.
I'm going to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
nice.
Yeah.
That's the end of the third party toys from Hobby Free.
No,
Couple
ape
of-
face.
We already talked about Eighth Face.
What about the radio?
A couple of other figures that came out for a look this week is the the new Ocular Max Laserbeak and Buzzsaw, which they've promoted quite nicely with their own little little take on a retro Soundwave beatbox. So thing to remember with the Ocular Max Remix figures is that they actually transform into something that is the size and shape of a real cassette. So the engineering is fairly impressive to get that figure out of that space. The amount of volume that gets created as the figure transforms. You can see Laserbeak on top of the stereo there, and Buzzsaw is coming out. Obviously, Ocular Max has figured out that they should repaint figures from the get-go.
Yep. I see the Ravage will probably be coming out as Steeljaw at a later date.
Oh, almost indubitably. So I have got the Ravage. Does anyone else have their Ravage, the Remix Jaguar?
No, I didn't get it.
He is quite nice. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting Laserbeak and or Buzzsaw whenever they launch. Let's move on. Still from Thailand Comic Con, we have pictures of the Soap Studio Soldier Story Age of Extinction Optimus Prime statue prototype.
God,
So
take a break.
No.
Again, it's a statue. Brad, you keep putting statue stories in. Are you going to buy this one?
Damn, we talked about the something else studio statue Prime. This doesn't have color. The detail in this thing without color. Yeah, a little bit, but just the detail on the chest, like that thing looks amazing.
Can it move at all? Like, and I'm not having a dig. I'm honestly asking you. It looks like the arms can move. Do you reckon, or even the leg?
I think
Maybe wrists.
Probably
Maybe in the arms.
Oh, it must have lights. See, look, it's got cords going to him.
Oh, it's a lamp.
Yeah, no, but
It's like that
it does
unicorn
see,
one.
because you can see the cords there, and if you go back, and the battery pack's even sitting there, so you can see them just near his leg.
Yeah, you can too.
Oh, they're running, and if that next photo, you can clearly see that yellow battery pack there on the table. So that's interesting.
Well, one of the pictures, it looks like he's holding a control box to him. So maybe it's a walking.
Maybe he
That
talks. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
That one?
No, go back
keep
one.
going. That other way.
Yeah,
That
there.
one.
See,
See
it's
on the
like
bottom
holding a
left?
remote.
Okay, yes.
Imagine if he was like remote controlled and actually moved and shit. That'd be pretty cool.
I'll just
Wow.
turn him
Can you
on.
imagine Robo Hip?
I'm happy
that.
I'm happy for him to move. I'm not happy for him to shit.
And then we can go back to the I am Optimus Prime.
Yeah,
I
that's what
am
I'm saying.
Optimus Prime.
Just turn him on. He can move in the sense I can pick him up from the table and throw him across the room.
No,
Wow.
it's just interesting. Every time we get one of these Prime statues come out, it looks like
eyes
the
look
definitive version.
What's going on there? What's with his eyeballs?
Yeah, one's
bringing
sort
it-
of like
they're bringing
open, and the other one's twitching.
He's dead inside.
Yeah, he looks it.
He's like, "What about the price of that little girl?"
Okay, we are going to move on.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there you go. There's the warrant. Oh, look, he's
Yeah,
got
there's the
Cybertronic on him
warrant.
too.
Yeah. He's got some Cybertronian glyphs on him as well.
Yeah,
Cool.
saying void.
It's a
if
code.
you move.
Where's the sailing ship?
Yeah, boy.
It actually says made in Vietnam, but yeah.
In the native language.
If you can
All right,
read this, you're
let's-
too close.
Let's move on.
If you can read this, buy it, you
Perfect.
cheapo.
Ooh.
Brad, your favorite G1 style Prime is back with a better quality photo that we saw come out. I think it was actually last week on the group, and we didn't talk about it last week because you wanted to talk about him. What do you think? G1 Prime, yes/no?
This one I'm down.
Yes, apostrophe yes, apostrophe yes.
So,
If that's even-
you're purchasing it.
No, I don't. It's $1,800 for a supplier, and it's
Ooh.
it's a $600 deposit, and I don't have that.
Okay, then let's
But-
just move on. And we'll
And
talk
does
about
it,
the story.
and does it make your breakfast for you in the
Is
morning?
it 1-1 scale or
I want
something?
it to.
Yeah. That's it. Does he light up or anything, or is it just a straight statue?
Looks like the eyes light up.
Yeah, he's got LEDs. Yeah,
Looks like you might have.
I'm happy it's got color. Yeah,
I do like his helmet.
initial photos. Yeah, initial photos, the way it was coming out, didn't look like it was going to have any or much color at all.
That would be
I
silly.
do love the color. I know,
it
but
was
I do
clearly a
love the little
prototype.
bits of color. Yeah, and this just makes me wonder why didn't we do this for the movies? This is the perfect movie looking figure. I'd love the Voyager. It's an easy transformation. I don't know how you do that. But yeah, if I could afford it, I'd be buying this hands down. I've just brought another $800 statue that
Did you brought it or bought it?
He
Oh,
brought it.
God.
He's totally bringing it. As that, as what's going
He brought it to the podcast.
No.
I'm just picturing, like a movie line with these price tags. Buy premium Bumblebee.
no.
now.
Give it a
$4
give
for
it a couple
deposit
of
of $600.
But that's one of the things we're going to get to it in a little bit. But just even this design, trying to make this design into mass-produced movie figures would never work, and I fully understand that. And you can't expect that. This thing would never transform into it.
You could definitely do that design still in a figure.
I don't know how this would transform into a real bot though, like how this would transform into an alt mode without maybe the MP10 cheating and having the straight front end behind it come around and replace the abs. But
I'm
No,
going to make a bold call.
Uh-oh.
I don't care. Like you're literally talking about how to turn a statue into a transformer.
Don't question our logic.
Let's not. Let's not.
A chink in the armor.
Yeah.
It can't happen because it won't happen. It's never designed to do this. Let's move
All
on.
you got to do is just push it off the shelf and smash it to pieces, and then just rebuild it as a truck, man.
Yeah.
custom, customize.
Okay. That is it for the news. It is time to actually talk about things that we have about 5 minutes to do a main discussion chat. We might try and do something a little bit, maybe five or 10 minutes or so. And the topic is shelf warmers.
Ooh.
Don't worry,
Well, it's not the Roman army fighting the Transformers.
It might be. I haven't seen the plot of the last night, but that seems likely to be in there, actually, if I'm honest.
Could be.
So, I don't know what's going on in the background there.
I think Brad's typing.
Martini shaken. So.
That's good. I can stir it. Good.
So, we have seen the arrival of the Last Night toys on Australian shop shelves this week, and they've been immediately proclaimed to be shelf warmers by some members of the group. And so this got us talking a little bit about what exactly you feel a shelf warmer might be. Like, the official definition of a shelf warmer is that it's, a figure that hangs around on shelves for a long time and keeps the shelf warm. Now, the live action movie lines are often referred to shelf warmers. I'm going to say more so because adult collectors don't normally buy them, but it seems that kids like them quite a lot. But I think, Brad, you've made the point in writing this into the run sheet that if you look at your local toy aisle today, there will be figures released a year ago there that are still awaiting a home. So is it fair to actually call anything that is currently on the shelves a shelf warmer? Like, does someone want to jump in with their definition of a shelf warmer and some examples from recent history? What makes a shelf warmer, and do you have any particular personal favorite shelf warmers?
Skywarp Combiner Wars for sure.
Yeah.
It's
That's the
totally
obvious
there
one.
now, isn't it?
He's up there. Yeah. I don't know. I'd say if it's a hard question, because I'm not sure of the logistics on this, but I'd say if a figure's sitting there and there's like a newer line that the shop's physically not buying in because that toy's there, you know what I mean? Like there's whatever it be, Transformers, like can't think of another toy line right now. Barbie, anything, yeah, Care Bear. But if they're like, oh, we won't buy the Wave 3 in because we've still got these Wave 1s here or Wave 2, then it's 100% a shelf warmer. But whether or not that's actually happening, I don't know.
This picture is actually a market projection of from Hasbro.
Not in my store. Not in my store. It's not. There's two very important things to think about here in discussing this. One, retail allotments and everything else. You're saying Skywarp. I've never seen the latest Skywarp in my Target.
That doesn't mean it's not a shelf
Like
warmer.
come to the Gold Coast.
You're well documented to have poor distribution of figures around you.
I know. I'm just saying, but it's all distribution. I've got the Combiner Wars Leader Megatron and the Armada Megatron. It's the majority of the figure that's still sitting on shelves here.
It's because you haven't bought enough.
I think I don't need to buy any more of them.
I beg to differ. They're still on the shelves.
They're statues.
I'm not. I donate enough of my time and money to the club. I don't need to do that. That's the other important thing is to realise that the way Hasbro distribution works with their figures, when there's a new line, Wave 1, 50% of the figures in the line will be in Wave 1 and they'll be on shelves. It dramatically decreases for every wave after that.
I think instead of 50% of the figures in the line, because the wave layout and distribution is well understood, but I think you mean 50% of the figures that will ever be sold are in Wave 1.
Exactly. I've still got Sentinel Prime and Galvatron's warming shelves here. Later Blaster is everywhere here. Now again, distribution.
Yeah, I've still got Sentinel Prime sitting here. He's a shelf warmer as well, definitely.
Yep. Anyone got Blaster still?
Yeah. Blaster.
No,
I've never seen a sound wave. Never seen a sound wave.
Never seen a sound wave.
I saw my first sound wave last week in the wild at one of those Zing stores. Wasn't Kmart or anything.
Gosh, don't they mark
just
them
one?
up too?
Oh yeah, just the one for $90.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's actually retail price. That's not a markup.
Yeah.
That's how much later class figures are meant to go for.
Yeah, and that's just what I'm trying to get out. It doesn't matter what the line is, whether it's Combiner Wars, Titans Return, the next movie, the movie after that, whatever comes between now and the next movie, Wave 1, you'll get 50% of the expected stock from the line will be released in that one wave, and you're going to get shelf warmers. You can't sit there saying, okay, these next Bayverse movies are shelf warmers. That's just movie haters hating on the figures coming out. It's not a reflection on what actual retail is.
It's important to remember that you can still find Combiner Wars Silverbolt pretty easily.
Yeah, exactly. Another Wave 1 figure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's just a case of what is the expression? Throwing the shit to the wall and see what sticks. Because there's lots of gimmicks in like the movie line and such, and I think they're just sort of throwing lots of stuff out there, and
looks
whatever
like they're
gets
trying
sold
to
gets
pull
sold.
it around though. This movie line looks better than any of the other movie lines so far.
I agree.
Like it looks more promising, especially those movie they're bringing back the masterpiece line for the movies, like that Bumblebee's, coming out. Like even some of the figures look a lot better compared to some of the Barbie action doll things I've seen. Like this is a transformer, but its arms only go up and down, and that's it. Like
But that's you look at the flip and change stuff, like the flip and change Grimlock. The as we've said before, the shampoo bottle Titan figures that don't even transform. That's all Wave 1. That's all when a new line comes out, they flood the shelves with all this new product, and that shit sticks because it's the Wave 1. It's the first release, the first stuff that goes up on the shelves. After that, Wave 2 and everything else, it comes in dribs and drabs and Jason, go.
So the assertion appears to be that while we feel that there seems to be plenty of shelf warmers, it's probably a little bit unfair to single out the Bayverse toys as being actual shelf warmers. I think I think it's also interesting to call to mind when I've gone overseas to Singapore and also to a lesser extent in London. The figures that are hanging around overseas are really different. I've seen platinum sets greatly reduced on deep discount because they've hung around. And I've seen gift sets. Gift sets have been. We've seen this here actually. Some of the gift sets for Combiner Wars have gone for about $50. And over in Singapore, there was for some reason a mysterious flood of Combiner Wars Ironhide. Just the one figure, nothing else from the same wave. But there was I walked into a store and there was just like shelves of Combiner Wars Ironhide figures, and they were just like, "Please take these figures off our hands. They're $10 each, or $15 or whatever." But,
I
But
don't
that's
go
the other thing too. Go, John.
I was going to say I don't go there very often,
Okay.
but go to Toys R Us. They've got masterpiece figures that would still be, you know, like
$500.
years
And
old or
that's-
something, and we don't consider them shelf warming, which is weird. Like, you know, but that's it. That's their prices, but technically, it's doing the same thing. It is being a shelf warmer then. Like,
But that's
I
a
think
different
that's
thing.
part of what makes it. That's part
That's
of what
not,
makes
that's
it
an
shelf warmer.
oversupply. Yeah, and it is, but it's the price. Having $129 for a Trax on the shelf there is leading to that figure being a shelf warm, because one, that figure is nowhere near worth that price, and two, you can get it cheaper elsewhere, and no collector's going to go there and buy it for that much. If they are, then it's
but even say $100, like, you know, like my mate Dave, he's got like 15 masterpiece tracks sitting there. No one wants them. Like, you know, like, don't mind
Also,
them.
a case of distribution, because I heard that all these Skywarps that have been showing up were sort of forgotten about. They were made but not distributed because
Or in the long lost
reasons.
storage container that
Yeah,
retail
sort of
shoppers spoke of
in a warehouse magically
somewhere.
Hey,
So
they just discovered all these Skywarps and shipped them all out at the same time, and that's why, you know, we have such an
Got
influx. of
flooded,
them.
yeah.
I think that's actually quite right, because I did have a Combiner Wars Skywarp, but during its proper wave release last year, but I got it from overseas and it mysteriously never showed up here. And we had people come in on the group and saying, where's Skywarp? I haven't found him anywhere. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Here he is now. Here we go.
So do you think
that's,
do you think
again-
do you think that the making of a shelf warmer is a combination of a figure that people don't necessarily want and a price that people don't necessarily want that figure at?
Or just bad timing, I think. Like, it's that's what it really comes down to, is that, you know, these retailers aren't hiring people that actually have a good, legitimate understanding of their fan base and customer base of, you know, who's buying these toys. And so then they just go, oh yeah, like if someone goes, yeah, we've got these Skywarps here now. Yeah, send them in. You know, it's like they don't realize that he came out 3 months ago, and anyone that wanted him has already been going to the shop looking for that 3 months and gone, fuck it, I'll go order it online, or, you know, get it overseas or something. You know?
But doesn't that does somewhat assume that there's a person at each of these retailers whose job it is to purchase these things.
yeah.
Usually, it's just a case of an agreement between Hasbro and the store, and Hasbro just sends out the stock as it comes in.
Could
be
also
numbers
be
on the
like
shelf.
But certain figures generate certain hype. Like, think about the old, when Devastator came out, you know, how many of us were ringing Big W? Are you getting it in? Are you getting it? Where we could have easily, you know, I could have easily just ordered online, been sorted.
Yeah, but
Because then
Toys
I
R
realised
Us.
you're in the wild, like, I want to go get it, you know, like, but you're running that risk. Are they going to get it in or not?
Yeah,
you know,
but
and if they don't, I'd go
Yeah,
buy it
but
somewhere
Toys-
else. And then when they get it,
Yeah, but Toys R Us answered that hype by making it $299 and going, if you want it to come and get it, and no one going to buy it.
It's
Same
worth,
with
it
mine,
is
like
actually worth
Maps.
remembering there was no other alternative for purchasing Devastator at $200 at the time.
Yeah.
that's right.
Good
Like,
point.
I
And
was gonna say,
that's just the thing. Yeah, go,
I
Brad.
think it could also be like a really weird marketing strat. They make things that no one wants to buy just to sort of keep a presence on the market, on the shelf.
So
but that's just
basically,
wasting money.
basically, you're saying that the shelf warmers could actually be a false flag operation from Hasbro.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Set at the putties.
I like your thinking.
That'd
think
make sense
Putties
if they had lines
attack!
that were better or good.
But if they were better or good, then they'd be purchased.
Yeah. But
And then-
meaning, because then they'd have to have the false
And if-
flag line and the good line, you know, but they're all just the same quality.
If they're crap, the store will be flooded, and they'll have to sort of overflow into other areas of the store. I mean, sometimes you go to like the checkout, and then you'll see, you know, stuff that shouldn't usually be around the checkout. Like you see toys that haven't been sold.
So you want to pick up a Metroplex with your Bonds briefs?
Hey, I got a Metroplex.
Are you saying that I
bought
want
my
a big Bonds
Metroplex
brief
from-
that I can fit a Metroplex into, Jason?
I bought my Metroplex from
I think you've-
Kmart like a good 3 years after he came out. Went in there one day and it was just sitting there, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, you know,
Yeah.
so someone must have had it on lay-by or something, and it just, you know, was lost in the back. And then they were like, "Oh yeah, just chuck this out there," and I was like, "Sweet."
It's entirely possible too.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it
But then
was
that-
years later.
Yeah, but then that leads to the whole price thing again. Like, you can pretty much guarantee, and we've seen in the group, that no one's seen a Fort Max in the wild since its release, or since a few months ago, apart from, I know Maya, he has still got 4 for $350, and they're there because of the price.
Maya's got them same, yeah, like 4 or 5 of
Yeah.
them, and that's why, yeah.
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 So there's two separate things. There's the price that's creating the shelf warmer. If you got stuff like Maya, and at the other degree Toys R Us, where the prices are above collector prices, whatever other prices where stuff's sitting, or if you've got first wave figures where you've got a majority, you've got a lot more figures coming out in the release, Sentinel Prime, Blaster, Combiner Wars, Megatron, and Armada Megatron, which is still taking up all my shelf space here. Yeah,
So this is
it's going to happen.
This is also a good point. Isn't the shelf warmers really the ones that come home and warm your shelves for months on end that you don't look at and don't touch?
They're good that's
If they're on
different sort of warming.
That's the acceptable kind of shelf warming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They don't go on special though. The shelf warmers do not go on special.
They do.
They don't. They're not reduced.
At the end of the line.
Occasionally, my figures fall off the shelf and break, and then go.
Is that because you
Selected
help them?
stores apply.
Whoops.
No, Despotron went for a tumble a few weeks ago and devastatingly broke his arm off.
Oh.
Drop kick goal.
I gotta say, actually, on that, it's Make Toys. Make Toys were pretty bloody amazing in dealing with that. Actually, I emailed them and told
And
them.
that's great. That's great to hear.
Emailed them and told them what had happened, and they said, "All right, we'll send you the pieces or the part necessary to replace that. Like it's basically the top half of him. $25 shipped.
Wow.
That was pretty good,
Maybe.
and then it turned up about a week later. It's like the fastest shipping ever. Anyway, back to shelf warming and not figures that fall off shelves, but yeah,
Like the photo.
I think we might actually be done with shelf warming. I'm not sure that we're bringing that much new to the discussion still. Does anyone have any final thoughts on the shelf warmers?
Nah.
It doesn't matter what the line is. Yeah, it doesn't matter what the line is. The first wave of any line, you'll get more bots than what will come afterwards, and they will sit.
Yeah.
It's just the math that they issue the figures out at. One actually thing I did want to
Forget.
Maybe.
All right. That was John. Sorry. One other thing I did want to mention was that, under the understanding, especially off this photo, that the movie figures were going to push Titans Return and that out. The two bots I've seen, Slugslinger and Ripslinger from the meetup in February, they're out in August, September, or November. So Titans Return will continue alongside movie figures. So it's supposed
They
to
get rid of them.
Yeah, it's supposed to coexist. What that looks like on your shelf, that will be completely up to your store.
Can I just say
Imagination.
I don't know if you covered it last week, but the Titans Returns Target Masters I was very disappointed in. I don't know if you've talked about them on the show yet or not.
Do you mean the Takara Cup and
Yeah, and Hot Rod.
Yeah, I think they were looked at a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I was just very disappointed in them.
I quite like the color scheme on Cup. I don't mind their Hot Rod either, but I don't really care.
Yeah.
That's all right. We might talk about them when they get in the package. I'll bring them up again.
All right, I think we're about done with the main discussion topic. Who's got new Transformers they want to talk about?
I got Carnifex, but he's old now,
nice.
so he only needs a mention.
It is a super impressive figure.
Yeah, love him.
If I turn my laptop around, you can see him up the top on my shelves.
I've definitely got to get that add-on kit though to give him the more G1 look and the breast force figures or whatever.
I just happen to have one here.
Oh.
You should actually just order it. You should order it from Planet Seal Express. I nearly said Planet Express.
Stop waving the box around, man. I can't see it.
He needs a name.
Yeah, you should just order it from Planet Seal Express. They'll just ship it to you, and it's free shipping, and nice and cheap.
Yeah, sweet.
I actually got that before I got my Carnifex. So.
Oh no.
Yeah, cool.
I got a bunch of Transformers UK comics from Shane Higgins. Very happy with those. I found when I was going through my comics collection, which is at my parents' house in Melbourne, I found a bunch of issues were missing, and I was a little bit disappointed by that because I thought I'd done a better job of collecting and archiving and keeping all of those issues in the one spot, but apparently I had not. So. Shane put a bunch of issues up for sale, so I bought them, and so I've managed to plug some holes in my collection from there.
Nice.
Brad, what have you got? What's new?
The only thing I've got, get rid of that. Helmet. We're going to talk about briefly in a minute when we get to the club news. I've got my new base for my Optimus Prime cosplay helmet head. So we'll get to that shortly when we get into club news. But
it does actually often look in the G1 cartoon like Optimus is just wearing a hat. So fair enough.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he rolls out to the tune of YMCA pretty often as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's actually I believe that's the alternative audio track that you've been listening to, but yeah.
Yeah.
Where's that goddamn dump button? Groovy guy, go.
I've gotten a few new additions since my last appearance, which I've also done videos on. I've got Titans Return Deluxe Blur.
Nice, yeah.
I've done the modification on him, so you don't have to remove the head, which is pretty cool. Very time consuming, but really sweet. Because he's a screen accurate blur. I just wasn't really a fan of having to pop the head off. So hopefully this will work. Head's still
being
on.
very careful about it.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't want to stay on at the moment. It's get very finicky. Oh no, there we go. Transformed. Head's still on.
Fair enough.
Dick.
Wow.
And I got Sawback and Tero.
What
I
the
got
hell's
videos
Sawback?
of them on my channel.
They're like
he's
Titan Masters.
Yeah, they are. Titan Master.
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for Gooback.
Okay. Anyway, these guys are both fairly cool, and thoroughly recommend picking them up, especially if you're a fan of the Transformers toys. This guy's based on Headmaster, which is very, very rarely released. I don't think it was released outside of Japan in G1, so good chance to find some rarities there.
Has anyone seen Shuffler? Is it big in now?
No.
Not
I think
yet?
I think it's just trickling out. Shuffler and Repugnance.
Okay. All right.
I think that's the end of the new acquisitions. A brief update on Transformers Collectors Club Australia events. Brad,
My turn.
Brad, it's you. It's you,
He
Brad.
just had his
Go.
turn.
Yep, my go. Nah, it's okay. It's my go. Yay! Melbourne Supernova last week. Stand by for a off the rails with me, John and Max, talking about the last 3 conventions over the last 3 weeks. It was definitely great experience. Getting all that done. We had a massive boost in members over the 3 events. Just remember, guys, 5 weeks ago we were rushing for 2,200. We're now at 2,318. So we've
Nice.
We've blown past that the last couple of weeks. Also, TCA movie night for the last night coming up in June. Looking for numbers for June 24th for those members in Melbourne. We've got a cinema booked or looking at booking. We just need to confirm we can get 20 people to go along and see it. So if you can check out the event section of the group, or I think it's up in the event section of the site, let us know so we can book for numbers.
There is probably no better way to go and see a Transformers movie than with a bunch of Transformers fans. So
Indeed.
definitely go.
They'll
If you're
bash
not a
on it, but secretly love it at the same time.
Yeah.
If you're not a Bayverse fan,
Definitely go see it.
be positive. Be positive. Let's be positive. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's it. We're about done. And we only went slightly over time, so that's good. Thank you for listening, everyone. Transformers Weekly is produced by Transformers Collectors Club Australia. You can find the TCCA website at transformerscca.com. You'll find links to the club's Facebook discussion group, the sales group, the YouTube channel, the Twitter page, and, of course, this very podcast. You can find the podcast on iTunes. Please head over there, give us a review. You can find the link on the website and in the show notes if your podcatcher displays them. If not, please head to the website. We will be back next week with all the Australian perspective on the world of Transformers. And yeah, we look forward to talking with you then. Goodbye.
That sign off
Lovely.
was lovely, Jason. Lovely.
Thank you. Thank you. That's good.
See you guys.
See you guys.
Toodles.
It's top shelf. Top shelf.